Hello, this is Mrs. T. Dempsey, and I'm going to be giving you a quick video tutorial on how to make an infographic on the website Canva. Um, the address is www.canva.com, and if you haven't already made an account, you can go ahead and make an account. It's free, or freemium rather. You can pay for upgraded version. But we are going to make an infographic. So normally when I make infographics, I usually have read an article or have gone to a workshop or have listened to some kind of talk, and I have some points or some highlights that I've gotten from the article or from the talk. The infographic that I'm going to be making today is coming from the article Taking the No out of Innovation. This is found on Hybrid Pedagogy site, and it is published, or it was written by Miss Valerie Robin. So I read her article, I identified with it. Thought she brought up a lot of good points. So I'm going to make a brief infographic about her article, and of course cite her work and the website that I use. So after you create an account, your home screen, it's going to ask you to create a design. So Canva allows you to do infographics, posters, invitations, letterheads, cards, all kinds of things, magazine covers. As a teacher, you can use this with your students, so your students can create any of these things as like a final product of something that they've been working on in class. I do a lot of project-based learning. So this is one tool that students are able to use when they're publishing one of their finished products. So we're going to select infographic, and it is going to take us to its library of infographics. If you look at the bottom here, it says free. So any of these you can use um, free. And then there are other ones that you can, of course, pay for. So one of the key things with the infographic is kind of laying out what you want to say. Like an infographic uses visuals, high visuals, low text in order to get across a certain point. So when you're making an infographic, you want to think about what key points do I want to kind of have the audience take away from me with, and how can I express that visually? So you should have like a certain number of points, whether it be a graph and some more text, or a chart or statistics or stuff like that. So I don't have a chart or a graph or statistics. I just have like 5 key points that I kind of want to bring out of her article. And I guess they can be considered steps on how to take the no out of innovation, based on her article. So I have 5 steps. So I'm going to look for an infographic that has kind of 5 sections that makes it kind of easier for me to kind of cut and paste and do what I need to do without starting from scratch or doing a whole bunch of legwork. So I kind of like the layout of this one. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to concentrate on this template. I'm going to zoom in for the uh, for the template. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. So what I have to put on the infographic, I've already done like a rough draft and laid it out. So right now I'm just going to copy and paste the text. So right now I'm going to replace the title. So if I just double click to highlight the text box, and then I can work with the text in it. I'm going to delete that text. I'm going to go to my rough draft, and I'm going to copy that text and put it in. I have a subheading down here. I'm going to delete that and put in my subheading. Now I've already kind of did this one so that I could kind of cut down on the time just so that you can kind of see it. Now, when I copied and pasted this in here, it went down to 2 lines. I don't want it in 2 lines, so I'm just going to stretch out that text box and add a little bit more space so it's only that 1 line like it had originally. So I'm going to start on my 5 my 5 steps. And again, I kind of already have this ready to go. So I can just kind of go in and replace it just for the sake of time. And this is probably one of the easiest. Once you kind of know what you want to say or what you want to be said, then you can just like draft it up on a Google Doc and then cut and paste it as you go. So the steps, the main headings, the stop saying no, learn a little bit, that came from the article. The what's underneath it, like the description, that came from me. And again, I was paraphrasing kind of what she said in her article. Now this went to 2 lines. I don't want it as 2 lines, so I'm going to stretch out that box until it becomes 1 line. And if that's too close to the side for you, you can always move things over a little bit, but I'm going to keep it where it is for right now because it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So I'm coming up on my last one, or my second to last one, and my puppy is wanting some attention. Back up. So I am don't want to do that. And as you see, you can move the text boxes around if you like. I don't really need to, so I'm going to put that back. Kind of where it was. And it's saving right now. So I'm going to keep going because we're almost done with the text. And this is the last step, step number 5. And I'm copy and pasting. Okay, so now all of my steps are in, all my descriptions are in. I'm actually going to put my citation down here so everybody knows where I got this information from, and they can go to her article if they want more information. This went to 2 lines and it's cut off, so I'm going to stretch out that text box, and then I'm going to change the size of the font so that it fits nicely in there, and isn't overlapping anywhere. So that's there. The next thing that I want to do, now that I got a text in, back up. Now that I got the text in, is change some of these images. Again, the thing with the infographic is you're using visuals to express, back up, Kobe. You're using visuals to express what you, get down. Using visuals to express the steps that the information that you're showing. So for the stop saying no, I don't want a fork and knife. So I'm going to get rid of that. The learn a little bit, I don't want the baby. The begin with play, then master, I don't want the pill. None of these that I want. So I'm going to actually take them out. And if you notice, there are layers. So there was the image, and then now there's the shape that was under it. And a lot of times that can give your diagram a little bit more oomph, just to put that shape on top of or underneath the object. So I went to elements over here. In elements, I can get photos, I can get grids and frames, illustrations, shapes to put over here. I chose icons. This will give me kind of clip art type uh, options to choose from. For my teach someone else, I'm going to get this kind of discussion bubble thing. Once I put it here, it's going to be super big. So I'm going to go from the corner and minimize. Keep in mind, anytime you minimize, you want to minimize from the corner. That makes sure that you keep your ratio aspect. and I want it nice and snug on the inside. For improved learning, I want to take this brain right here. I'm going to minimize that and put that in my improved learning bubble. Make it just a little bit smaller so that it fits nicely. I might make this a tad bit bigger and center that. Okay, for begin with play, then master, I'm going to take this 2-arrow circle here and I'm going to minimize that and then slide that over. Learn a little bit. I think I want for learning a little bit. Let's do the unlock key, or the unlock padlock rather, because that's our kind of pseudo starting point. When we learn a little bit, we have unlocked. And then for the stop saying no, actually for the stop saying no, let's move the key up there because that's our first step. And then for the learn a little bit, let's do the let's do this sign. As I minimize it, I'm actually going to rotate it so it's like a play sign. And to rotate it, I just kind of move that over so it's at 90 degrees and it's at the play. I think that's the play sign, or is it the other way around? Okay, well, we can do it there too. So stop saying no. We have the unlock key to learn a little bit. It's a play sign. Begin with play, then master is our cycle. Improve learning is our brain. And then teach someone else is our discussion bubble. So now we have visuals. We have our 5 steps. We have descriptions for our 5 steps. We have a nice title, description, and then we have our site or our citation. So we're going to click to make this public because before it was private. And then you can either download it as a PNG file to your system. It can also go in a JPEG file or a PDF. But you can also share it. And when you share it, you can type in email addresses to send it directly to people in email. They can either edit it or view it. You can post it on social media through either Twitter or Facebook with a caption. You can send a link to other people where they can either edit or view it. They have a beta option where you can embed it, but they said that I have some elements that can't be embedded, that can't be shown right now as an interactive website. No, I'm sorry, not embedded, but as it published as an interactive website. And lastly, there's an embed code. WordPress usually has a different embed code. So you have, if you're using WordPress, if you're doing a website on WordPress, you can do that here. But for your majority of your other websites, there's a HTML embed code, and you can embed it so that it shows up directly on your website and not as a link. So you can copy your embed code, send your link, or email it directly or post it on your social media. So that's basically it. So that's the quick and dirty version. Either you're at a lecture or a workshop, you hear like a 3-step catchy post that you want to make an infographic, you can definitely do that on Canva. And it has instructional applications that you can use also within the classroom for students. Very easy to do, only took about 10 minutes. And, go ahead and have a crack at it and let me know how it works out for you. Thank you for your time and attention. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Thanks. Bye.